Pity parties don't change the world. They just make you a permanent resident in your own misery. Imagine finding yourself in the midst of a bustling party, a setting where the social protocol dictates that you mingle with every attendee. Despite your inherently socially awkward disposition, you summon the courage to step outside your comfort zone, making a conscious effort not to cast a shadow over the festive atmosphere. You engage in small talk, laughter, and the occasional anecdote, actions that feel somewhat foreign and against your natural inclinations. Yet you persist, driven by a desire not to be labelled as the party pooper. You navigate through conversations with a sense of duty, occasionally excusing yourself to catch a breath and muster the strength to dive back into the sea of interactions. This effort, while exhausting, is your contribution to the collective joy, a testament to your willingness to blend in and keep the spirit of the gathering alive, all while battling the quiet urge to retreat into your shell. What if this party has an unusual name? You don't want to attend to it, but perhaps already have, either visiting the pity party or hosting it unawares. In the dimly lit corners of the mind, where shadows play against the stark reality of one's own thoughts, hosting a pity party feels like an unwelcome soiree in the grand ballroom of despair. The air is thick with the musk of regret, heavy drapes of self-criticism drawn tightly against any sliver of light or hope. Each guest, a spectre of past mistakes and missed opportunities, waltzes across the dance floor of consciousness, their steps a haunting melody of what-ifs and if-onlys. The host stands alone, a figure cloaked in the overwhelming sense of isolation, even as the room buzzes with the whispers of negativity. They pour another drink of bitter envy, watching through the fogged windows of perception as the world outside seems to pass by in vibrant hues of joy and success, colours that now feel alien and unattainable. With every tick of the clock, the walls seem to inch closer, the air grows denser, and the weight of hopelessness presses down like a physical force. The mind, a traitorous guide, leads only down spiral staircases into darker depths, where the echo of one's own victimized thoughts is the only sound. You'd find partygoers who continuously complain about their problems without seeking solutions. You would listen empathetically, offering support and understanding, but realize that these individuals were stuck in a cycle of self-pity and refused to take proactive steps to improve their situations. You have friends who always played the victim, blaming external factors for their misfortunes and refusing to take responsibility for their actions. Whenever they met, the conversation revolved around their perceived injustices and hardships. They thrived on creating drama and drawing attention to their problems. They would exaggerate situations, turning minor setbacks into major catastrophes. They seemed to find fault in every aspect of their life. They would complain about their job, relationships, and even the weather. Still, they constantly sought sympathy and attention, but rejected any practical help or advice offered to them. They preferred to wallow in self-pity rather than take steps towards resolving their issues. Despite advices given to them, they are not willing to make changes. They played the victim to gain attention and validation from others. They would exaggerate their hardships and create stories to elicit sympathy. You'd recognize that their behavior was manipulative and emotionally draining. They have a pessimistic outlook on life and always expected the worst. Their conversations revolved around negative experiences, and they rarely expressed gratitude or optimism. The constant negativity was evidently affecting her own mindset and well-being. They would drain their energy by constantly seeking validation and reassurance. They would fish for compliments, manipulate conversations to focus on their problems, and emotionally exhaust those around them. They would dwell on past mistakes and setbacks, never allowing themselves to move forward. They would replay the same sad stories repeatedly, refusing to let go of their pain. They just couldn't help it. They would frequently undermine their own efforts and sabotage their success. They would make excuses, belittle their achievements, and dwell on failures. the cycle of self-sabotage is deeply internalized. At some point, we've all found ourselves ensnared in the grasp of self-pity, hosting our own private pity party. It's a moment where we immerse ourselves in sadness, playing the roles of victim and helpless bystander, only to intensify our own anguish. In this video, we delve into the notion of the pity party, its ramifications on our mental well-being, and explore effective strategies to liberate ourselves from the cycle of self-pity. The pity party refers to a self-indulgent state of mind where we wallow in our own misfortunes and focus solely on our problems. It involves a deep sense of victimhood and a reluctance to take responsibility for our circumstances. It's important to recognize that while experiencing negative emotions is a natural part of life, dwelling in self-pity can have detrimental effects on our mental and emotional well-being. A. Emotional drain. Playing host to a pity party exacts an emotional toll, leaving us depleted, despondent, and ensnared in a relentless cycle of negativity. It fortifies a victim mentality, impeding our ability to seek solutions or muster the courage to enact positive change in our circumstances. E.g., relationship strain. Constantly indulging in self-pity can strain relationships with others. Friends and loved ones may become fatigued by our negative outlook and constant need for validation, causing them to distance themselves and affecting our support systems. C. Stagnation. The pity party mentality keeps us stagnant and prevents personal growth. Instead of seeking solutions or exploring opportunities, we become trapped in a cycle of self-defeat, hindering our ability to move forward and make positive changes. With each tick of the clock, the relentless march of time, a glimmer of clarity illuminates the darkness. It whispers of the impermanence of this gathering, suggesting that perhaps the doors are not locked, that the windows could be thrown open to let in the light. It speaks of the strength found in vulnerability, the courage it takes to dismiss the guests, and the possibility that beyond the confines of this self-made prison lies a world ripe with potential for change. Hosting a pity party is an exercise in futility, a masquerade where the masks only serve to hide the true self from the mirror. It's a momentary lapse into a realm where the soul's vibrant palette is dulled to monochrome. Yet the very heart that conceived this gathering holds the power to end it, to step into the light of self-compassion and forgiveness, and to begin anew. The festering wounds can heal, the shadows can dissipate, and the mind can once again be a beautiful haven if only one chooses to open the door. A. Self-awareness, like with prescience that you know you are perpetually extending pity party, invitation card. Recognize when you are slipping into the pity party mindset. Be aware of the thoughts, emotions, and behaviors associated with it. Cultivate mindfulness to catch yourself in the midst of self-pity and bring yourself back to the present moment. B. Challenge negative thoughts. Antagonize them like cumulative toxicity in your body. Practice cognitive restructuring by challenging negative thoughts and reframing them in a more positive and empowering light. Focus on solutions rather than dwelling on problems. C. Cultivate gratitude, not to create an imaginary figure like a deity to fault, but to express appreciation and thanks. Shift your focus towards gratitude and appreciation. Recognize the positive aspects of your life, no matter how small. Engaging in gratitude exercises can help rewire your brain to focus on the positive and break free from the grip of self-pity. You wouldn't lose control knowing that having extended your most sincere gratitude, the whole universe might consider vibrating in your frequency. Do something. Instead of remaining passive, take proactive steps to improve your situation. Break down your challenges into manageable tasks and work towards finding solutions. Remember, taking responsibility and actively seeking change empowers you to break free from the victim mentality. E. Seek support from others. It's regrettable to maintain a facade and suppress your inner world, because what lies beneath the surface will inevitably surface later on. Reach out to trusted friends, family, or professionals who can provide support and guidance. Sometimes an outside perspective can help us gain clarity and challenge our self-pitying beliefs. The pity party may feel comforting and familiar, but it ultimately hinders our personal growth and well-being. By recognizing the impact of self-pity and implementing strategies to break free from its grip, we can cultivate resilience, positivity, and a sense of empowerment. Remember, life is filled with challenges, but it is how we respond to them that shapes our journey. So let's bid farewell to the pity party and embrace a mindset of self-compassion, gratitude, and proactive action.